Let's get ready to rumble! Barkley, 24. The champ is here. 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 The champ is here.
Suns, Booker for the win. Yes! Booker, this is for the win.
What is good, everybody? What is up? Welcome back to the Valley Podcast. The Suns get a very nice win, 117 to 110. Looked like it was going to slip down the gutter. And Chris Paul, he steps in, does his fourth quarter magic, controls the tempo. I was very pleased with the game. I felt like we got the Hawks pretty much their best shot. I feel like we're getting everybody's best shot at this point. And we handled it. And it's game. We're going to have games like this in the playoffs, and we're going to have to handle our business down the stretch. So I'm very excited, very fully happy with this game and this outcome. I don't care how close it was. Salty, what were you thinking, man? Are we on the same page tonight?
We're pretty much on the same page, man. I didn't really feel I kind of felt like it was slipping away, but it's kind of status quo for the Suns, right? They like to give up leads. I tweeted it out. It's like the Suns get a double-digit lead and it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Poof, it's gone. It's
going though. You already should know that. There shouldn't be any question. Like when I watch them have these leads, it's not a matter of when. It's just a matter of when. Like when and how much are we going to give up of the lead, and how hard are we going to make it down the end of the game, dude? And I mean, tonight was pretty much as close as it gets.
Yeah, it got a little hairy, but guess what happened? We'll talk about this later on in the podcast, but guess who had the ball at the end? Because I was worried Booker is going to take it towards the end, and then he passed it to CP3, and CP3 made that magic work, hit Crowder for that 4-point play, and it was all but over. But man, I think that we need to talk about DA in a positive way, man, because that's all we've been talking about when it comes to DA, and we just need to kind of get into it, man. I think that's one of the things that stood out for me. This dude was eating. He was at an all-you-can-eat buffet. He was super hungry. Probably, he's on keto, starving the whole day. He just about to go ham on some food. And it's just he was making light work in the first quarter. Like he was getting the ball. EJ was saying that he was keeping his arms up, which he was, and I commented he makes it easy looking. And then I tweeted out jokingly, DA's having a good game, so guess what's going to happen? Ice, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I think we must have tweeted that at the exact same time. Like one play. What's going on? First of all, let's shout out the chat.
Yeah.
Coov Hoops, what's going on? Sex Maxwell, which I found out his real name is Seth Maxwell because he's in the Valley Boys group. But yeah, I get it. I get why you went with Sex Maxwell. It makes perfect sense. Iverson Vlogs, Bo, Eric Brandt from Blazers Uprise. What's good, man? We're so happy to have you, man. Elixity, one of our newest and truest subs, bro. We appreciate you. Derek Camacho just hopped over here from he was watching Suns Jam. They're hopefully winding down at some point, man. They had a great podcast tonight. I was in there watching it. Let's see, Derek, Burner, Jason, everybody, man. Roy, what's going on? But so yeah, we were talking about DA. Man, he looked amazing tonight, and I think at the same time I probably posted, how long is Monty going to ice him? Once again, It's not a matter of if he'll ice him, it's for how long, because he's going to ice him. And he came out with probably like 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and that's fine, but he doesn't come in, as you pointed out on Twitter, Didn't come in until the 6-minute mark. And he was until the end of the game when they finally allowed him to have some clutch opportunities, which he cashed in on. Until that point, he didn't look the same. He didn't look the same at all. It's like all they're doing is chucking up threes and not even considering going to him and exploiting the mismatch. Like, that's bad coaching.
Yep.
I don't care. It's bad coaching. What were you thinking through that whole thing?
So I was legit. You guys, I don't know if you guys have been following our podcast. We got some new subs in here, but I was one of the most critical of DA. You know, I've always been very critical of him, but what happens when you actually hear from someone that's even killed and it's actually going to give you criticism when you need it, and when you deserve praise, you'll get it. That's kind of how I treat it. I don't hate on a player just because I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I legitimately had issues with DA, but tonight I had issues with everyone else. The thing is like the coach, you know, takes him out, and there was another game where he sat him until the 6-minute mark of the second quarter, and just kiss all momentum and any kind of rhythm you have goodbye at that point. You might as well just go ice it up at that point, you know, hop in, call it a night, because he's out for so long. He was cooking, and I like, it's a joke for us, but we knew it was going to happen. Another thing that I have an issue with is the players not hitting him when he's open. I have a big issue with that, especially Booker. It's like Booker has turned into Donovan Mitchell at this point. Like, I don't see any difference between those players, because Booker's got it in his head that he's an all-star, which he is, and he's the alpha guy or whatever. But he's like, I'm getting my shots. I'm getting my shots, and rarely does he'll hit other players for some dimes sometimes. But with DeAndre Ayton, if they do a pick and roll, or you know, DA's cutting to the hoop, he never hits him. Just look at it. And then Chris Paul is almost the same way. When they do a pick and roll, he always shoots the jumper off that. The only person that really hits him consistently is Jay Crowder. Very good at passing it to him. Saric is good with it, but they're not in at the same time usually. So I have issues with this team just not utilizing this player. And I don't know how it got to this point, but Ayton took 8 shots. Okay, he made 5 of them. What is that clip? Now Booker took 19 fucking shots and made 8. That's fine. It's almost, you know, it is what it is.
Almost 50%. Nah, not really.
Imagine if Ayton got 19 shots. I mean, what would his stat line look like? That's what I have to ask you, Gabe.
Dude, it would look incredible. Okay, so tonight, let me go ahead and throw these stats up. Got our ticker here. Tonight he has 13 and 14. Now, 2 nights ago he had 14 and 14. The exact same thing happened tonight that happened 2 nights ago. Ayton is playing for now the 6th game in a row. Outstanding 6 games in a row. After that 5th game, Coach and I both said we're going to go out on a limb here, and we're going to say that he has turned the corner. And he is now playing consistently, and we believe that this is the real DA. It took 5 games in a row for us to feel that way. Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Okay, so we feel like he's really turned the corner. Well, here comes Monty. I love you, Monty. You are so much better than any of the coaches we've had in the last God knows how long. I'd rather even have you than D'Antoni in his prime. But you suck at some things. Your rotations suck. Like, I'm so mad, man. Like, you said it perfectly on Twitter. If you were DA, you would be pissed.
I'd be pissed. Past pissed.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Because any player, like, you have to play basketball to understand, okay? Like, if you're doing the things that people ask you, there's a difference between, okay, I want to win, I want to do things to help my team win, but if I'm doing things and being in the right position and my players aren't passing me the ball when I'm open, we got a problem. Gabe, would you feel that way?
I get heated, bro. I get so heated, especially when you're clearly on. And EJ, I don't know if you heard EJ talking about that. I think it was, okay, Dario. We're going to talk about Dario because he had a hell of a game.
For sure.
It was incredible. Okay, we're going to talk about Dario. But there was a moment when they they're not giving the ball to Dario, and he's scorching hot. And EJ says, I just don't like the ball. I don't like him not getting an opportunity first.
Mm-hmm.
When he's this hot, they should at least give him the opportunity to do something with the ball. He's like, I just don't like that. I'm the same way. When I'm playing, I will get heated. I will go full saltiest AZ fan on the people I'm playing with when I'm hot and hitting all my shots and they stop giving me the ball. It's like I'll ruin friendships over it. So I'm the same way as you. Like with DA, he should be furious that the coach is neutering him. He's finally getting it together, and the coach is like, nah, young man, you go ahead and sit down. I know you're putting your game together, but I'm going to stifle that. Like, this is his chance for some serious growth. 14-14 and then 13-14 could have been 24-20 and 24-20 again, bro. It could have been insane stat nights, but Monty is squashing it. For what?
So obviously we got to point out the obvious. We got the win, right? But if you're, I don't know, you got to dissect things in a way where it's just not like, hey, rah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we will definitely dive into the good stuff. So you guys hang out with us, you know what I'm saying? But we're also going to talk about what we think that the Suns can work on. And this is definitely something they can work on because this is a third-year player that you drafted 1 overall, okay? And what I was seeing on the court wasn't a dude that didn't want to get the ball. I think that DA is just a very soft-spoken guy. That's fine. That's his personality. But at a certain point, you got to stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If Booker's being a dickhead and not passing you the ball, but like, hey, I get it, man. You're the alpha dog. You're the all-star. But when I'm open, can you pass me the fucking rock? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, actually talk about it. I don't even know if he would actually say something. Do you think DA would actually say something to Book if he was open and been like, hey, bro, that's like the 5th time you looked me off and took a jump shot over 3 people when I was wide open in the lane? Do you think he'd actually say something?
If I'm being completely honest, and from what we've seen from the media availabilities from Ayton, no, I don't think he would. But I can't ask him. I'm not going to ask him to go that far. I wish he would. He really should look Book in the face. He's like, bro, like, do you see me? I am 7 feet. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of clicking now. You can go ahead and give me the ball. Like, I don't think he'll do that. He'd have every right to. But I'm not going to ask him to because I'm just happy he's playing like a young lion. Chat. Is he not playing like a young lion? Like, it's beautiful to see. You're seeing why he was picked over Luka. This is the Ayton we were promised. This is the Ayton that we were all excited about. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry. Salty, can I just shout out to Coach real quick?
Yeah.
We did not mean to ignore Coach. Coach, I'm sorry, bro. We're so wrapped up. Coach, everybody's asking about Coach. Everyone wants to know where he is. So he had a hell of a day. He had a dog he had to take to the vet for some surgery. I think his wife was having surgery. Like, he was just dealing with grown man stuff today. So we gave him the night off. He's not in the basement with Suns Geek. I don't have the capacity for any more prisoners. So he's fine. He's fine. Go ahead. Sorry, Salt.
So I totally lost my train of thought. What?
DA.
So DA, that's the situation. So we're on the 3rd year of a number 1 pick, right? He's been up and down. When I look at him on the court, we were asking the questions like, is this guy actually 7 foot? I think he's legitimately 7 foot. Like, I don't think there's a question out there because when I see this guy around normal NBA players, he looks like he starts dwarfing them, you know, especially with Atlanta. Like, there was nobody his size. Like, he was getting boards. And I think he ended up with like 14 or something like that. Let me check. Yeah, 14 boards.
He vehemently claims that he's 7'1", but I'm willing to
either way. He's a big man in a game that doesn't have a lot of skilled big men, and I feel like you could take advantage of that more than you do if you're the Suns, if you understand what I'm saying, because that's kind of why they drafted him, because he's this freak athlete and potential and all this other stuff. And we question that. We're like, this is a guard-driven league. Why wouldn't you go the guard way? But if like you look at the counterpoint to that, well, if other teams go the opposite, and they have all these guards and small players, you could take advantage of that, full advantage of it, because he's athletic enough to kind of guard some of these smaller quote-unquote fives, and he could legitimately dominate if he asked for the ball more. But it's just at this point in time, I don't feel like he has that personality to demand the ball or say, hey,
he's starting to get the ball, though. He's starting to get the ball because he's like, his engine's really working, right? So he's getting more tip-ins, he's getting more rebounds, he's getting more offensive rebounds and kickouts, right? His value is growing, but also CP3 and he are really vibing. Finally, it's like you don't think CP3 kind of just looks for a shot more than giving it to DA off that pick and roll? I'm not mad at it. I mean, CP3 had 2 points at halftime and ended with 12 points. I just don't think he's looking for it too much. I think what he's doing is opening up opportunities for Ayton by proving, okay, that's fine. You want to go ahead and follow Ayton on this pick and roll. I will jam this mid-range down your throat all game. So please go away from Ayton. They go away from Ayton. Oh, there it is for the alley-oop. Like, it's see, Rubio could never do that, but CP3 is doing that, and I really see those two getting a connection down that is going to be so important in the playoffs. I just think it's Monty, and it's like he's trying to give them too much rest, right?
Yeah, he does that.
Too much rest. They don't need it.
I think that I believe in some of the aspects of it, like, you want to ride the hot players. So, like, if your bench is rolling, like there's a couple of times during the game where they were rolling and they built a lead up, and he's kind of, it was like in the fourth, I think. And EJ talked about it. He's like, how long is he going to leave him in? And I think he gets to a point where it's like, well, I'm going to leave my bench in and ride that until they screw up, and then I'll bring my starters back in. So there's a little to that, but at the same time, it's just like he goes too far. Like, resting DA to the 6-minute mark, plus with how young DA is, and he's not injury prone or any of that stuff, so he wouldn't be on like a time constraint situation. Like, why is he sitting out? Book is playing crazy minutes. He's playing out there with the subs. When the subs come in, Booker's still out there.
He was clearly gassed. He was putting up shots he had no business putting up. It's like he went cold, and you could tell he was tired. But coach is like, nah, I'm going to let that ride out. This is where I'm going to give him all his minutes. But DA, who they just were too small for DA. Even Clint Capella couldn't handle DA. So
do you know why that is, though? You know why Book stays in even if he's tired? Is because Book would complain if he's taken out, because Book legitimately is just like taking that mantle. Like, I'm the star, I'm going to get my points, and that's cool. I want him to do that. But I'm just saying, DA's young. The dude should not be on a minutes limit like he's CP3 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, rest him to the 6-minute mark in the second quarter, and then he doesn't get I think he got one shot. It was like that midi that he missed. And then it was like nothing. And then you go halftime. It's even more cold. Then you get back to the third quarter. And it's like, wow, dude, at that point, you're just kind of out of sorts at that point. He only got 8 shots, bro. 8 shots.
He deserved so much more. I mean, it felt like, what did he have? Like 4 in the first, maybe 5 in the first quarter. And he's just killing people. Like, he doesn't look like Shaq in the way that he's throwing his body through people and ripping the rim off, but he looks like Shaq in a sense that he's just bigger than everyone, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Like, why hasn't Monty realized that? Like, I know he's only done it for 6 games in a row, but at some point you need to whisper in CP3's ear, hey, if you have to look off Book, that's fine. Just give it into Ayton. We got to grow Ayton, man. He's doing so well. And why is it now they're not playing him? I just don't get it. I don't get it.
So what kind of rolling off of that? What was happening with that Capella alley-oop shit? Like, what was that? He got like so much points off of alley oops. It was ridiculous.
That's what he does. That's his entire game. So Evan was saying, did we say that Capella was better than DA? I hope I didn't ever say that. I
don't think I ever said that.
I'm not on the internet saying that. Because I should have known if I did say that all Capella does.
Go back and scrub the tapes. You will never find me saying. You will never find me saying that I said that, dude. Capella, like, he went 8 for 12. He had 12 shots. Capella, Ayton had 8. Come on, man. Crazy.
On a night where it was clear that Ayton had everything going.
On a night where there's clearly not a tall dude on their team that could stop them. It drives me bananas, man. Like, you guys might call me crazy of how much shit talking I was doing on Ayton, but I was legitimately upset with his effort and stuff. But I don't know what it was. It was like at the beginning of the season, they sat down Ayton and they're like, all right, look, we're going to work on your defense and rebounding. And he zeroed in on that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't care if I don't get my shots. I'm doing defense and rebounding. And all of a sudden, he just kind of forgot about his offense, and he's just not that person to be like, hey, give me my fucking shots, dude.
You're right.
You know?
You're right. And he's on a team with Book, who currently is playing like, yo, give me my shots.
Yeah.
So it's not conducive.
So when you compare him to Saric, when Saric is on, dude, this dude gets the ball by every player. They give him respect in the post. The Suns players, CP3 will dump it down to him, and
they love dumping it to him.
I think it's because his post game's like 1,000 times better than DA, so they have confidence in him catching and doing something with it. But like the respect he gets in the post as opposed to Ayton is just night and day. It's crazy.
Saric is a bucket in the post because he usually has a lot of teams going small ball. The power forward that they have come on, it's not a real power forward. So you give the ball down to Saric, who has a million post moves and a million pump fakes, and he's going to do all of them. And worst case scenario, he has to pass. But guess what? He's an amazing passer, like top level big man passer. I don't know anyone better other than Jokic who's a better passer than Saric. So it's really something down there. And I was thinking this the last 5-6 games, just can we please have Saric and Ayton going off at the same time? Like, I don't know if we're beatable because you're always going to get something good from Chris Paul and Booker. If you have Saric and Ayton cooking, Damn. Am I right? So Apples is saying Nurk. I guess you could put Nurk in there too.
So I felt like Craig had a good game. He took a lot of shots. Fuck. He took 11 shots, dude. Craig took 11 shots and 8.
How many did he make?
6. But the fact that he's taking 11 shots and your number one pick that's a starter gets 8, that is so disrespectful, dude. Craig took more shots than Crowder, Bridges, Ayton. This dude took more shots than all 3 of those dudes. I think he needs to calm a little bit down there. But that's just me. Sark went 7 of 8, 20 points. I get it. I mean, Cam Johnson's struggling.
So about Craig, I thought Craig had a bang-up game.
He did.
I liked everything he did. He might have missed a 3 here or there, but everything he did was outstanding. And I feel he's getting those shots because the defense is trying to take away everyone else, right? They want Craig to be the one shooting. They're going to sag off of him and forget about Craig because they have to worry about Paul. They have to worry about Book. They have to worry about Ayton. They got to worry about Saric. They don't have time to worry about Craig. And here he is slipping in and out of, the lane, getting feeds from Saric for dunks, finding his way baseline and just dunking through people because he's freaking huge. I mean, I don't think he did anything wrong. I think those 8 shots that he took tonight. Sorry, did you say 11 shots? I think 9 or 10 out of those 11 shots were completely organic. None of them forced, right? But then 8, and the reason he's only got 8 is because Monty sat him the whole damn game.
Yeah.
And sat him for a lot of the game. And then when he came back, they had no interest in seeing if Ayton still had it going. It's weird, man.
So how do you feel about Johnson right now, Cam?
I still love Cam Johnson. I'm still going to treat him with kid gloves. Everything he does is a blessing. I love his jumper. I think he has first or second best jumper on the team. Him and Book. And yeah, man. I mean, he's a legit like 6'8". He looks like he's 6'10". He plays hard. He's a part of that bubble Suns chemistry. Why are you upset with Cam? Don't be upset with Cam.
I'm not upset with Cam. I think he's going through that sophomore slump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously.
I can see that.
Galloway, he only took 2 shots and missed both of them. You know?
Yeah. But he was hustling. He was hustling. Getting on the floor for loose balls and stuff. I can't be mad at Gallo.
Campaign only had 4 points.
Yeah.
Cam Johnson looking at 6. How do you feel about Campaign's game?
He's still struggling, right? He's never really. I mean, he's definitely our backup PG now. He's locked up that, but he's not giving you very much on a consistent basis. You know, I hope he gets it together by the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's
definitely nowhere near what he was in the bubble, man. Like not even close. And I don't know if that's because he's not playing with this homie that's riding that bench. You know what I'm saying? Carter.
Coach says Cam is coming back from COVID, so give him another 2 weeks. Totally fair.
It's true.
Totally fair.
It's true.
Yeah, so I don't know, man, but Dario, I just want to go back to Dario real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
They say for a lot of players, they just need to see one drop, right? Like Book, when he's not hitting, he just needs to see a free throw go in, and then it's like it clicks, like, okay, I've got my shot now. Well, for Saric, this slump that he was in was cured by scoring a basket for the other team. Like, I was so hot when he tipped in that layup for the Hawks, and then like that was the moment that everything changed for him. I don't know if it pissed him off, if he got embarrassed or what it was, but from that point on, he was lethal. Like everything, hooks, three-pointers with a hand in the face, pick and pop was there, pick and roll, assists, man. I really hope he can keep it up like this, because if he can, that's our X factor. I think Dario is our X factor.
He is. For sure. I mean, big time. Like he when he's off, he's off. Like when he's off, he can't hit the broadside of a barn, right? I mean, his shot, you could tell if Dario's on, because if he starts making threes and his stroke is pure, usually he's going to have a really good game, to be honest. And like, what was his threes tonight? How many threes did he shoot? Let's see. 3 for 3. So he got 9 points off of three-pointers alone, went 7 for 8. His inside game is legit, confident, looks awkward at times because he's just kind of not athletic, but he's just one of those Euro players that kind of doesn't need to be athletic to get it done in the post, kind of like Joker or whatever. Has
right.
Good presence down there.
So we were talking about this, Coach and I. You weren't there on that podcast. I don't know if you heard us talking about this, but we were saying, what we should, and Darth was agreeing with me actually, saying just sit Saric for like a game or two. Sit this man. He clearly has the yips. Let him just watch a game or two. It couldn't hurt us. Put Frank back in. Well, Monty was right and I was wrong. The right decision was to play Dario through his yips and let him figure it out. And he figured it out on the court. So I was wrong. Coach Monty was right. Surprise, surprise, right? I'm so happy to be wrong. I don't care how it effing happens, man. I don't care. Just get Saric right, and he looks like he's right. So just wanted to give Monty his props for making the right decision there. And then speaking of totally redeeming themselves. Crowder comes out, slaps a quick 9 points with that 3-point flagrant foul that he drew, and then 2 threes back to it. And it's just like, man, he looked like he's ready for the playoffs. He looked like he was in playoff form tonight. What did you think of Crowder?
I've told you this from day one. I love Crowder. He's a gamer, and I love his disposition. He's just an overall good guy, you know what I'm saying? And he talked about that tonight on the broadcast. I think there was a quote by him that people were clowning him when he chose the Suns in free agency or whatever. And they said he was going to regret going to the Suns because they're worthless and this and that. And they don't do jack. And then he's like, yeah, look at us now, So it's kind of like one of those things where he saw it before everybody else. He chose a team that wasn't a popular pick, and it's got to feel really good to do that and pull a team that was in the doghouse for like 10 years, not making the playoffs, a proud franchise, and just elevating them or being part of that, so that's that. But there's a reason why this guy consistently is on winning teams or playoff teams, or he's been on a lot of teams, but he's been on a lot of winning teams or playoff teams. He was in the finals last year. And to be honest with you, he's like hot cold with this shot, but there's like very few players on the Suns that I would rather take a 3-point shot in the clutch than him. Because I feel like that dude always finds a way to hit a clutch 3-pointer. So, like, if it was just like tonight, I was preaching this, that I'd rather have CP3 handle the ball because I feel like he can hit clutch shots or facilitate to people that will hit those shots. And that's what he did. It was late in the fourth quarter. CP3 gets the ball from Booker, drives the lane, kicks to Crowder. He gets fouled on the shot, makes it, and it's 4-point play, and it all but puts the game away. So there's lots of things going on there, but Crowder redeemed himself. I think he had a goose egg in the last game, if I'm correct.
At least from 3. I mean, he was 0 for 9 from 3.
So yeah, he had a horrible game, but he's a gamer. He's a veteran. He doesn't let that stuff bother him.
You know who he reminds me of, right? More and more and more and more, but better.
What's up?
PJ Tucker.
You think so?
Even down to the fact that he's a little bit more muscly than most basketball players, right? But he's better than Tucker. Think about it. Tucker always played hard, right? Who is the Marley Hustle Award winner every year? Tucker. They might as well just give it to him in the beginning of the year. Who you think is going to be this year? Tucker. I'm sorry. I'm calling him Tucker because he reminds me of him so much. Crowder. So he reminds me of him because they hustle so hard. They're always playing tough defense. They have pride. They go the extra mile. They're all about the team. And, Tucker was pretty much just a corner 3 guy. The thing that makes Crowder so valuable is he's really developed his 3-point shot. He wasn't really like that when he played for other teams. And that's what we have stuck in our head. You remember seeing him play for like Utah and shit, right? And he was a brick artist. So it's kind of like tough, kind of like TJ Warren. Dude could not shoot threes. He could do everything else. Same with Crowder. Could do everything else. He just wasn't a great shooter. Well, now he's a great shooter. He's streaky, yes. But he's our leading 3-point shooter. By far, he's killing Book. He's, if not 30, almost 33s ahead of Book. It's crazy.
I don't know what happened to Book, man. Honestly,
he just loves the mid-range now.
What happened to his 3? Because when he came in the league, he was legitimately a 3-point shooter. Like he wasn't obviously where he got drafted. Nobody really knew what he was. But I almost remember him just being money from 3. Like I don't know what his percentage was, but it sure in hell wasn't what it is now. This dude bricks tons of wide open 3s.
Open 3s.
Yeah.
Open 3s. Only open 3s. Like I was thinking about it. His 3-point shooting is like somewhere in the 33 or somewhere like that range, right? He seems like he's shooting 0% for open 3s. Have you seen him? I might have seen him hit 1 open 3 all season. Every single other one of them is a rim out, right? So how great is he shooting with a hand in his face? If he's bringing that 0% average up to 30-something percent, like his hand in the face percentage is insane. Mm-hmm. He just can't hit open. I don't know what it is, man. I just don't know. I don't know. He's not used to it.
There's a couple of people in the chat talking about our starting lineup, and I do want to comment on that. I feel like it's solidified pretty much. Would you say it is? I think this is the starting lineup we're going to see in the playoffs if there's no injuries, and I think that's important. And it's funny looking back to see what Monty was doing with this starting lineup. The fact that Cam was in there is laughable over Crowder. And the fact that Frank was in there is just kind of weird to me. Dude's DMP, and then he's out now because of COVID. But Crowder should have been in there all the time, but they're kind of working out the kinks. Like it's clear as day this dude's a starter. This is the lineup that you go with, but we're trying to fill our way out. And what's crazy is the Suns team hasn't hit their stride yet. I still feel like they're not doing things right, which someone said in the chat, but they're still winning games, So what do you think about that?
I think it's amazing, man. I think I like games like those games mean more to me when you're winning, but you're not playing well. Think about in the NFL, how grateful are you as a Cardinals fan when everything's going wrong, but you hit a game-winning field goal and you escape with that W? It's like, woo, because wins don't come easy. And you got to stack up all the wins you can get, especially in y'all's conference, right, to get into the playoffs. Every win means so much. So the ones that you kind of have in your mind let go, yeah, this is an L. We're not pulling this one out. Holy shit, we did. Those games are the difference that carry you into the playoffs, help you get a higher seed. Hell, in the playoffs, those are the type of games that help you win in a 7-game series because you stole one, right? I feel like we've been stealing wins lately, playing like shit, but we're just so good. Our baseline shit play is good enough to beat 80% of the teams in the NBA? Come out, play like shit, still get a win? Is that the Phoenix Suns that you're used to, Salty? No.
Nope.
So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point that we're used to winning so much now that you I don't know about you, but I get upset when we lose, right? It doesn't matter what team we lose to. It's just weird to lose at this point because right now we're 32-14 and we've only lost 14 games. And it's just at this kind of clip, you're winning more than you're losing. And before we were just losing pretty much every game the last 10 years, so it's weird to go from one polar opposite to another.
We were talking about how Coach was saying that the magic number for us to stay where we are and get into the playoffs is 18 or somewhere between 18 and 21. Let us know, Coach, if you're still listening in the chat. And I was thinking that's our magic number. We used to win 18 games in a whole season, on the regular.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole reason I'm not that worried about March Madness right now and the draft coming up is because we ain't getting no good draft pick, bro. But that's where we've been the last decade. Who are we gonna get for the draft pick? Should we start tanking?
Yeah.
We got to start tanking. No, it's none of that this year. This year is keep that second seed. Don't drop past 4. Try to get number 1. God dang, it feels weird, bro.
It feels
so good.
So I'm not going to change paths here into the NFL, but being a Cardinals fan, they're like the team of suckage. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when your team is trash. It's it doesn't take long to getting into, hey, let's tank for a good draft pick, and that's just been the beat for the Suns. We actually embrace that mantra with McDonough. What was it? The timeline bullshit. We were actually tanking on purpose, and it just feels really good to be later in the season and scoreboard watching for other reasons. Because when you're tanking, you're looking at teams to lose, right, or not lose. You want to lose more games than they lose, right? So now it's we're actually giving a rat's ass about, hey, we want to win every game. We're scoreboard watching for the playoffs. It feels real good. And being a Suns fan, they're one of the most winningest franchises out there, or they used to be before the 10-year drought or whatever. But the playoffs are just, it's something else, man. You never know. But this is what the NBA is all about. And that's what the Suns have been about, is winning and doing stuff like this, more than this 10-year drought. Like the 10-year drought is an outlier more than what the Suns are,
Absolutely. Now I'm just laughing because you got me thinking, like, this time last year, not this time last year because we had the potential of the bubble and maybe getting in. But the year before, it's just like, oh, God, please lose. I'd be mad. Yep. I mean, watching the game out there, my girl would come out like, why are you so mad? Because we won. Like, why would we win? What is the point of winning? Like, why are they trying? None of that, bro. None of that.
Do you remember when we tanked that one year? And we were like, we got the second worst record, and we ended up not getting the second pick. That's what tells you that it's a bunch of bull.
That was for Ja Morant.
Ja Morant, we would have had on the team.
That one really hurt.
So, but it was at that point when that shit happened, I was just like, man, this tanking shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It doesn't matter if you get like the worst record. You could just not get that pick, and then that transcendent player does not go to your team. I'm just like, if you look at the Toronto Raptors, for example, I don't know how I know this. I guess I was just listening. Their championship team didn't have one top 10 pick. I don't even think it was a lottery. No lottery players on that championship team that won with back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Won the championship. They didn't have any lottery players on that team. It was all like second rounders and late firsts. So if you have a good GM, you can build your squad. And there's tons of examples of later picks that become stars, like Giannis and Booker and all these other, Steph Curry. They're not top picks, Right. So I'm glad we're out of that stage.
So I get what you're saying. You're saying that Sticks is going to be as good as Giannis and Booker.
Oh, sure.
Because he was
for sure
overall. So,
exactly.
Man, I mean, I guess we won't talk about Sticks until we see Sticks, but I guess I wouldn't mind saying that I'm really still pissed off that I'm not seeing Sticks. It's like you want it. Oh man, I'm not going to go on a Sticks rant. I don't want to go on a Sticks rant. I think I'm the only Sticks fan, man. It's what it feels like.
I'm a Sticks fan. What are you talking about? I'm his biggest fan. But the thing is, I don't understand why he's not in the G League at this point. Like, he's just rotting on the bench. Stick him in the G League. I guess he's getting practice with the team, which is against NBA players. But you would think that he'd almost be better off getting consistent playing time in the G League at this point. But I don't know.
Beavis the Blazer says, "Who the F is Sticks?" That's not a sarcastic comment. He doesn't. He really doesn't know who Sticks is because he's a Blazers fan, and of course, how would he know who Sticks is? Sticks is our 10th overall pick, Jalen Smith. He looks like Steve Urkel, but he plays like Stefan Urkel, and Coach doesn't care. Coach does not care. Coach is not feeling Sticks at all. He would rather play Sticks the band than Sticks our 10th overall pick. Iverson says G League season is over.
Is it?
If it's over, that makes sense, but I didn't know that.
I don't pay attention to that because we don't have a G League team. So
he is skinny, and I guess that's why they call him Sticks. But he's not like Brandon Ingram skinny. He's got a little bit of muscle to him. Yes, Sticks from Family Matters. See, like P-Dog here, he's saying dude isn't ready. Coaching staff knows what's up. Like, dude. How can I know what you're gonna say, right? So I was like, how can we sit here and say he's not ready? They know he's not ready when I've effing seen him ready, right? So
they just hating. No, but I'm going off topic here. But did you see Slenderman Bol do that step back three?
I didn't, but I've seen him do that in
Holy
Oregon.
Shit!
He used to do that in Oregon.
The most awkward shit you will ever see is that dude doing that. I'm like, wow, like, what is this? What are they feeding people today? Because like back in the day, like these tall dudes couldn't even move, couldn't dribble. These dudes are doing step backs and crossovers and shit, and they look like a pile of bones. The Slenderman effect, crazy. Anyway.
P-Dog, do not get pissed off about Sticks. Do not get mad at Sticks. Okay? Sticks has done nothing wrong. This F Halliburton. I'm telling you, Sticks.
What is Halliburton doing right now? They're not going to the playoffs. We don't need to talk about him.
I'm just saying, I get that Halliburton is good. You know, there's been a lot of players that, I mean, James Jones knows what he's doing. I'm more confident in James Jones right now than I am Monty Williams. Is that fair to say?
I'm confident in both. I think they're like a package deal. You know what I'm saying? They're a synergy. So I think you can't have one without the other, dude. I believe in that synergy of coach and GM. Just me. It's like Popovich and whoever the GM is there. I don't even know. Or it's like the Patriots with Belichick and whoever the GM is there. You want that synergy between the GM and the coach, and I think the Suns could have that for the next 10 years.
That would be great. That'd be great. I just hope Sticks isn't on the bench for the next 10 years. When's the last time you drafted somebody top 10 and never let them touch the court?
That's a great question. Never.
Like normally you play them and then they look like shit and you're like, oh, we had a bet. You don't just decide they're not good in practice, especially when they go out on the court and show definite promise. Like,
well, I would go jump off of that and say, when's the last time you had a top 10 pick and then we're like legitimately top 2 in your division or like in the conference and like competing and getting ready for the playoffs? Usually if you have a top 10 pick, you're not going to be that good the next year.
Right.
So it kind of goes off of that as well. Because it's like, if he was on a shitty team, he'd probably be getting playing time right now, you know? Because you don't have anything to lose at that point because you have to hit on those picks. But it's like in this scenario, it's like with the Suns back in the day with D'Antoni and stuff. Like D'Antoni straight up said, don't draft these guys because I'm not I'm not here to develop these players. We're in playoff mode. So they legit like sell their picks because they were late first rounders. They did that all the time because D'Antoni just said, hey, we're not doing this shit. So it's a good and a bad problem to have because you want to continue to have, build for the future, but you're like in a win now scenario. So you could kind of side with coach. He's still developing his player, but he doesn't want to put him in there because he has other guys he trusts at this point. So it doesn't mean he's not good. We're deep. Look at our bench, the people that are riding it, like Javon Carter not getting play time, Etuan Moore not getting play time. So, I'm
going to take a look-see here and see if the Suns media availability is up yet.
Man, you love that media availability, dude. You have a boner for that shit. Well, I guarantee you, if you ask the chat, would you want to watch that media availability? They'd be like, no, I don't want to fall asleep and watch that bullshit.
That's fine. I mean, maybe I'm a weird Suns nerd who eats that shit up and nobody else does. But I super enjoy it.
Ask the chat, dude.
Chat, do you guys? We watched the media availability. We watched Booker talk.
And the viewers just dropped off. They just dropped off like flies.
I'm convinced of it. But if you guys don't want to watch it, it's no problem. We got other stuff we can do. We need to put.
Nah, we're not going into it.
Sorry, not the stats. The
you got the standings we didn't talk about.
Yeah,
we got
standings.
NBA scoreboards. We
got some help. We got some helps, folks. Clippers lose to the Magic. Clippers lose to the Sasa Vujacic-less Magic. No Aaron Gordon. What is going on with the Clippers?
I think it's just the NBA. Was that on the road or at home?
Your boy O'Cookie.
Yeah,
Had
dude.
18 leading scorer.
The Cookie Monster, dude.
RJ.
Who else was what about
Terrence
Bacon?
Ross.
Bacon's my dude. What did he do?
Bacon had 8 points.
Ah, shit.
You know, your boy Birch 8. So
Bacon.
I don't know where did their points come from, dude? Like, this is crazy.
I need
Nobody
to
scored
see
more
this.
than 18 points and they beat the Clips.
So was this at their place or where was this? Or is
this was in LA.
What?
Yeah. And this is not a mirage. This shit is over. So
Terrence Ross had 15. Otto Porter Jr. Like, I didn't even know he's in the NBA still. 13. Who's Mohamed Bamba?
That's Mo Bamba.
I don't know who that is.
You remember Bamba was that skinny Gumby looking dude who was like right up there with Ayton? Like, which one of them? It's like Ayton.
Well, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures. So yeah, Bacon had 8.
But look at the
Carter
Clippers
Williams,
here. Leonard was -7. Reggie Jackson at -13. This is just a good loss. Let's take a look at what it means. Well, let's look at the rest. So nothing else here really helped. Hornets beat the Wizard. Okay, no one cares. Nuggets get past the 76ers. That's a game you kind of expect that the Sixers could have won. But look at this first quarter, 44-22. I mean, they got outscored 24-16 in the fourth, and they still won by 9 points. That's insane.
So I'm legitimately worried about the Nuggets, bro. Legitimately.
Yeah.
I think you could definitely start worrying about the Nuggets at this point. They're 5th at 29-18. They're about to pass the Lakers because the Lakers are going to lose more. They could pass the Clip. I mean, they're within it, man. They're close. I'm worried.
Yeah, I'm worried too. But that's why I'm so happy that DA has turned the corner, because real DA and real Saric, I truly believe they give us a chance to compete with anybody in the NBA. Real DA is better than who the Nuggets got? JaVale McGee, Aaron Gordon. Real DA, they can't stop him. They can't stop real Saric. I'm not scared if these dudes are really here. But I see why you're worried about the Nuggets.
I think they legitimately are the team I worry about the most in the Western Conference, other than the Lakers. If they could somehow get healthy, if they had Braun and AD back, they would obviously be number 1. But I think the Nuggets are the worst team matchup-wise for the Suns, and I think that they would, there'd be a problem.
What do you guys think in the chat? Who's the scariest team for us to go up against? Because I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just seeing it with purple colored glasses, but I love our matchup against the Nuggets because DA, even when DA was testosterone free, he was cooking Jokic.
Yeah, but now Jokic was returning the favor on the other end.
He's going to do that to anyone. No one stops Jokic. No one.
So
except for Joel Embiid.
What would be your top 5 teams you worry about then? No, like let's say top 4. My rankings would be a healthy Lakers would be number 1, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. The Nuggets would be number 2 for me. The Jazz would probably be 3, and then the Trailblazers would be number 4. I'm not really worried about the Clippers. You're not worried about
the Clip show. Is that just recency bias? Is that just this loss?
I feel like the Clippers are like a mirage. I think they were exposed in the bubble and in the playoffs that year, and I think that Kawhi kind of comes and goes, and I don't know. I don't know if the Clippers are for real, to be honest. Like, I don't know if I feel like, who are you more scared about, the Clippers or the Trailblazers, bro?
Trailblazers.
I don't know, man. They have some players that could just light it up.
They do.
Mhm.
They got healthy at the right time. And look at this, man. This whole time the Blazers have been complaining, oh, Terry Stotts, he's the worst. I get it. He is bad. But it's not him carrying you. I get it. It's not him carrying you to a 28-18. But like, your team is that talented that you're still only 4 games behind us, and we have arrived, and you guys have been ridden with injuries and COVID. I'm scared of the Trailblazers. I think you might have said it perfectly, man. Healthy Lakers if they're healthy. I might go Jazz, then Nuggets, then Portland, then Clippers. Is that fair? I just think the Jazz, like, I'm not going to ignore that 35-11. I mean, they're going to have home court advantage, and it's a bitch, bro, because it's tough to breathe there. I don't care who you are.
Mile high, yeah.
It's tough to breathe there. And look, bro, they're 20-2 at home. Like, we're 16-8 at home. Like, I fear the Jazz more than I fear the Nuggets, because I just love the matchup problems that we create with Mikal Bridges guarding Murray. Like, I know coach says that he doesn't have the foot speed for Murray, but I like Ayton switching out on Murray, you know. I like this against
Murray's scary because he can legitimately turn into Michael Jordan at will. You know what I'm saying? He could legitimately suck ass for a while, but also he could do what he did in the bubble and in the playoffs and stuff and just cook. So if he's doing that, because he scored 30 tonight, I believe. So it's an issue, man. And honestly, there's going to be no easy matchups. I don't see, like, maybe the 1 seed, whoever has the 1 seed, they might. I'm not going to call it an easy matchup, but easier, because it's going to get that play-in game, and like whoever's going to be at the end there would be easier than 7 through whatever 2, because the 2-7 matchup, I think that's going to be a bitch. And it's going to be a bitch either way. Like, I think teams are legitimately, if all these series are going to go 7 games legitimately.
I honestly think we walk through the Mavericks 5. I think it's 4-1. We beat them 4-1.
You think it'd be that easy?
Yes. Like, go back and look at the last.
I know our record is really good.
We own them. And we have Mikal for Fat Boy Doncic. Like, not scared of them.
Well, right now we would be playing them. Jazz would be playing the Spurs. Trailblazers would be playing the Clips. I'd almost pick the Trailblazers to upset the Clippers in the first round if that was the matchup.
Yay.
4-5 Lakers Nuggets isn't going to happen because of the way things are panning out. I picked the Nuggets, obviously, for that. But if I was going to say, I think the Jazz are going to keep that number 1 spot, and then it's going to be a fight for that 2nd spot. And then Nuggets, I think, are going to slot up. I think the Nuggets will finish like 3rd, probably.
I could kind of see the Lakers dipping back down to 8. LeBron comes back. He gets them back up to 5. The Nuggets switch with the Clippers. And you get a LA 4 seed, 5 seed.
That'd be, dude. Like, if you're excited for this March Madness stuff, just wait until the NBA. Just wait until the Western Conference specifically. Like, it's gonna be a must-watch game every game.
Bo Strobel saying the NBA is going to try to get the Pelicans in. Absolutely, they're going to try to get the Pelicans in. Of course, they're desperate to get Zion in there. That's the whole reason why they're doing that play-in game, just in case Zion can get them close. But, bro, they're really far back. They're not getting in. Yo, shout out to the chat, guys. We're about an hour in. We still got 34. Just a minute ago, we had like 37 people watching, man. We love you guys. P-Dog, Sex, Maxwell, Iverson, Burner Account, Bo, Gabe Martinez, Apples, Beavis the Blazer, Geo. You like that name?
It's funny. Yeah, creative.
Iverson Vlogs. Aljoy Alfonso. He says Denver. He's most worried about Denver. Man. Eric Brandt, everybody, man. We appreciate you guys. So yeah, I guess if you guys have any questions left for us, man, let us know. I mean, it was a good win. I'm happy that game is over.
Tomorrow's matchup, what do you see?
Well, let's take a look-see.
First, the Bulls, right? They have some injury issues, I believe. Let me see.
I'm going to go NBA here.
I think Levine's hurt. He has a sprained ankle.
I believe Levine is not going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those games where, what do you classify it as? An absolute must
trap
win.
game.
Yeah, it's ironic you said that at the exact same time.
The Phoenix Suns are a -6 right now as we speak. Over under 219.5. A -6. I think that would even go higher than that. Yeah, this is a game you can't lose. This is one of those games that the Suns love to lose, though. They love to.
These are the only games that the Suns seem to lose this entire season, is games where you go into it thinking there is no way in hell. We lost. All right. Who are we trading? All right. You know what? Like, that's the only time we lose. It's weird, but that is a good thing, I think, come playoff time. Because, like, we're not going to play any crappy teams in the playoffs. Like, we actually get up for good games. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Chicago's lost 6 of their last 7 games. They do have Sasha Vujacic that's going to be playing. He led the team with 21 points last game. I don't know. This is a typical game that the Suns like to lose, where a star player like Levine is out. They take him lightly, and then they lose a close game. But I hope that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
So what's your prediction?
I don't want to predict that they win, because then they're going to piss me the fuck off if they lose, dude.
Don't be scared.
I think
call
that they
it.
win.
I call it exactly how. Go ahead.
I think that they win tomorrow, and I think that we win by like 10 points.
I think that we win tomorrow, but I definitely don't see a blowout. I see us playing down to whatever energy they play, however good they play. Maybe they'll be beating us a little bit. We'll have to come back. It's going to be close. It's always close. Is it not always close? So
it is. I mean, they play down to their. That's why it's like blood pressure time in the fourth.
And yeah, you'll be so mad if they take us down to the wire. But you can totally see them taking us down to the wire. You know, we just don't put away bad teams. It's not something we do. So I think it'll be interesting. But
Apple's in the chat. You guys like Norman Powell pickup for Portland? What do you think, man?
Absolutely.
Really
like
good.
Norman Powell. Great scorer. That's a scary compliment to Dame and CJ. I don't like it. Don't like it at all from a Suns perspective.
Do you think that bumps them above the Suns? Whoops.
I don't think that it bumps. Man, I think it puts them on. I think with everyone else coming back, right? Plus Powell, I think that they are on the same level as us. And I think that's evidenced as the fact that they're basically keeping us up with us pace for pace, down 4 games from us, and they haven't had their players. So I think that they are step for step with the Suns in all reality.
Well, if
and
they didn't
don't want to play them in the playoffs.
If they didn't have the injury problems they had, CJ McCollum was out, Nurkic was out. They had, COVID issues. Legitimately, they would be up, 2-3.
Yeah. I don't want to play them, but
Salty really living up to his. Hey, if you haven't heard me, man, I have a gaming channel, bro. It's not like a shtick I do. That's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a full-time job being this salty. If any of you guys are into gaming news and shit, though, seriously, go check out his
shout out to
gigantic channel.
Shout out to Roy, dude. I saw him in my comment section. First time I've ever seen a dude from this side. It's like different dimensions. It's like Doctor Strange portals you over into a different universe. So I'm like in the gaming realm. I take this portal and I go over there, and then we have this NBA shit because, like, you know, it just doesn't cross over. But shout out to Roy. He went over there. What else I saw in the chat? Oh, what about the buyout rumors for Gasol, Mark?
Might
The
surprise
Lakers.
you, bro, but I don't want his old busted ass. I just don't. Do you guys
You
want
don't?
Marc Gasol? Anybody interested in Marc Gasol? Like, the Lakers, he went to ring chase with the Lakers, and it's not working out. They replaced him with Drummond, who we should have had in the first place. At least we should have went after. Maybe we did, and he turned us down. But I don't want the Lakers sloppy seconds. The Lakers letting this old crusty 7-footer go, and we're gonna pick him up. Bo says he'd rather have Powell at this point. Like, he's washed, bro. He's washed. They would have kept him if he was. Absolutely. I could be wrong. Do you guys think? The second Gasol brother is washed? I mean, he seems like it.
I haven't honestly seen one play of his this year, so I don't know. Has he been hurt the whole time, or he just sucks?
He's just stiff-legged, man. I mean, they tried to replace Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee with Marc Gasol, and it was a spectacular failure. I just don't want in on that, man. It, like Coach says, it doesn't move the needle for me at all. You know, I'd rather give any potential Marc Gasol minutes to Sticks, and I will die on that hill.
Sure. Yeah, I don't see it either, man. He's old, stiff, would slow the game down.
So let's see here. Yeah, don't want Gasol. I'd rather have Powell.
Seems like Powell has been out of the NBA for like 15 years or something. His brother.
Dude, I know. He wasn't relevant except for like at least 6 years ago, 7 years ago. But yeah, man, I have a W again against the Bulls tomorrow. We're gonna get another win. It's probably gonna be a gut-wrenching win, but we're gonna get a win because we have CP3. You know, and it's just like one of those QBs. Like, you guys noticed this last season, it seemed like in the NFL more than ever, like almost every game comes down to the final drive. I don't know if it was a COVID year issue or what it was, but games were just always close. A team could be boat racing someone. And the way the NFL rules are, people are just, every team is constantly catching up, and it comes down to that 2-minute drill. Our 2-minute drill is like the whole fourth quarter, and our QB is CP3, the point guard. That's why we're going to win tomorrow. That's why we're going to probably go far in the playoffs. Would you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. What was I going to say? So this is off topic, but did you see the NFL comment on like the stands? They want to see like packed stadium next year. So like, I'm wondering when's the playoffs? When do the playoffs start this year?
For the NBA?
Yes.
That's interesting because isn't it pushed forward?
I want to know like month-wise, like what month is it? Because I'm trying to kind of piecing together the timeline. Because in the United States, they want to get like everybody to get an opportunity to get a vaccine by July, I believe, like Independence Day. So that's like a big, like the July month is a big time. I know it's not going to be that late. I just want to know when these playoffs are starting, just for how many players, like how many fans are going to be in the stands, you know?
You trying to go?
There's not just that. I'm thinking about Utah, you know, like Utah can legitimately have a home court advantage if they pack their stadium, if they have somehow get like, I don't know, if you have your vaccine card, you can go in there, they do stuff. It just, I've seen lots of changes like with the MLB. I think the Diamondbacks are going to allow like 20,000 fans in the stadium, which is crazy. So it's like slowly but surely you're seeing sports stadiums start to fill up, is what I'm saying.
That's a good point.
Well, so when is the playoffs, Chad? If you know, let us know.
Somebody was saying May 23rd. Iverson saying May 23rd. Roy thinks
So
it's June.
I think
May
that
22nd. May 22nd.
So I don't think it's going to be a packed stadium for the NBA, but I do think that you're going to start seeing like 10,000 fans in the stadium, and that could make some noise, you know.
It'd be a problem.
Not packed, but 10,000 fans. They could make enough noise to have it be a legit home court advantage. So just pay attention to that.
Iverson says, imagine Kendall at a Suns playoff game. You guys, so thirsty. I don't blame you, though. If Kendall's at one, book shooting 40 shots. Elixity with the comment of the night. Is there a truer comment than if Kendall was there? I mean, he's already taken like 20-some shots. Oh, boy. Anyways, I think it's a good thing we're able to get this one in and out. No pause in about an hour and 10 minutes because we got another game coming up tomorrow. I got to feed Suns Geek. I haven't filled his water dish in like 3 days. So, you know, we're going to get a win tomorrow. Guys, real quick before you guys head out. So I set up a personal Twitter tonight at Gabe Von Carter.
I'll put it in the chat.
If you guys don't mind giving me a follow, you know, I'll try to follow you back. Limit of 1 million follow. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys being in the chat. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord, I'm gonna pop the Discord. We always put the Discord in the description. But yeah,
I'll put the Discord in the chat too.
Okay,
while you're doing that.
Yeah, man. You have anything to close it out with, bro?
She's just, you know, I'm excited for Suns games every night, even though they get me salty sometimes, all the time. So looking forward to tomorrow's game, even though that Levine might not play. Hopefully they could get that win because I'm going to come in here real salty if they don't, you know?
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. I didn't know if you were going to come on tonight, win or loss. I thought you were going to be so mad at this game, but I'm glad you were able to shove the salt down. But
that's the Discord right there. Join it.
Appreciate
so you can stay involved with the community. Also, there's that app that I can't join because I'm on Samsung.
Brendan King, thanks, man. I got your follow. I followed you back. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, Salty, do you play Among Us?
I have played it. I haven't played it in a long time, but yeah, it'd be fun to play that.
These Blazers guys are obsessed with Among Us, so I'll get it if you ever feel like getting on it.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's like $5 or something. Yeah, I would play that.
You guys, all you Blazers fans that are into Among Us, go follow Salty's gaming channel, man. This guy is like, man. He's like the gaming god. It's ridiculous. At least 14,000 subscribers, like 14,000 times bigger than this podcast. But yeah.
Yeah, until I run into the big shots that have like 100K.
You're going to be there soon though, man. You've had some serious video views blow up. Like, But yeah, no OnlyFans yet, Burner. We're working on that. Roy, he does play Warzone, and shit, I'll get on Warzone. I haven't played Warzone, but I definitely play COD. But it's been a while. I've been playing Overwatch only. If anybody plays Overwatch, hit me up. I know it's a dead game. Keep it to yourself. But yeah, man, we'll see you guys back tomorrow night. Follow me at Gabe Von Carter and follow Salty at SaltiestAZFan. Follow the podcast, please, if you don't mind, on Twitter at Suns Valley Pod. And if you guys are with us and have forgotten to hit the like button, please do. And, you know, give us a subscribe, all those YouTube things. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Suns win.